See, what is variable that we are trying to understand here? Variable in C. See, before going to the variable, just we will have like a data types I am going to discuss in a very detail tomorrow. What are the predefined data types are there is like these are the 4 predefined data types: integer, character, float, double. See, in your program, any data you are going to handle. What I mean to say is like you're going to add 2 numbers, or you're going to subtract, or anything, any operation you're going to do, you're going to do it with some datas. So the datas can be like these 4 different types. It can be integers purely, it can be some character like alphabet, numeric characters, special character like that, and it can be like a floating numbers like 10.5, 1.2, 3.14, something like that, floating numbers. So in the floating number itself, you can have a very big floating number. Like if you take like a crores of number or lakhs of number like that, you will have a very big number, that is called a double. So these two are like a complex numbers. This is a character, this is an integer. So as of now you have this idea, later we will see in detail. Okay. Now any variable you want to use in your program, first that variable has to be declared. So what is declared? Int a. It means first I am declaring one integer a. So integer a means actually what we are doing?
Declaring the variable as an.
Okay. So it means in this a I am going to store some integers. Int count. In this count I am going to store some integers. So in this program I am going to deal with some integers. That is, one is a, one is a count. Suppose I want like a character also I am going to use in the program. Then char x, or use any meaningful name, char section is equal to a. Float average is equal to, what is the student average? Let's take like it is 95.50. So like this, after that you are having some more code in your C program. So what we are trying to do here is, see what kind of data we are going to handle in this program is integer. So integer first you are declaring. After that you use that a in the program. Again count, first you declare it, after that you use it in the program. Similarly section you are declaring, that section first you are declaring, after that you are going to use it in your program. Average you are declaring, after that average you are going to use it in your program like this. Okay. So first we have to declare. So while declaring, what happens? Area of memory can store the given value. So let's take this program. If you are compiling, so this is your C program. Let's take like a hello.c. So this hello.c you are compiling. So how will you compile? GCC space hello.c. So once you compile, you will get the a.out. A.out is what?
Byte code.
That is binary code. So the binary code will have 2 portions. Okay. One is a code segment and another one is a data segment. See, a.out is a one file. That a.out file will have a 2 segment. One is a code segment, that is, another one is a data segment. Sir, what is code segment? What will be there in the code segment? Whatever you return, this is code. This code converted as a binary, and that will be present in the code segment. But what will be present in the data segment, that I will tell you later. But as of now you understand. So this C code is translated as a binary and it is present in the code segment. Okay, fine. So your compilation is proper, and after compilation you got the a dot out. Inside the a dot out we have a 2 segment. In that what will be there, we got some idea. Now after that what you will do, you will execute your program. So to execute your program you will give the command dot slash a dot out. So the moment when you give dot slash a dot out, what happens? Go to the our yesterday discussion. You have a hard disk. After that, you have RAM, and after that you have a microprocessor. So after compiling, see, once you return a C program, the C program, that is hello.c, available in your hard disk, and similarly a dot out is available in your hard disk. Is that clear? Now the moment you execute any program, what happens? Any program, whether it is a dot out or any program, when you execute, what happens? Very good.
Data from hard disk and it's stored in RAM, and again we give it to microprocessor.
Very good. Okay, so the moment you give dot slash a dot out, what happens is this code segment will be loaded into the RAM. But when it is loaded into the RAM, here it will have a 4 segments: code segment, data segment, heap segment, and stack segment. So what will be there in the code segment? I hope it is clear, right? Stack, heap, data, code. Okay. So whatever you have in this code segment, these all will be loaded into this code segment. And what will be there in the data and the heap, you forget about now, we'll see later. Okay. Now like this it is loaded. Now microprocessor will start execute this program. This is your entire a dot out. Clear, right? Now microprocessor has to start execute this program, this a dot out. So always any C program, from where it will execute?
Main.
Execution starts from the main function. So assume that this is the first instruction which is given, that is, this is the first instruction. That instruction is given to the microprocessor. Microprocessor will execute it. So first instruction is given int a. So when int a, the microprocessor is executing, what he will do, he will allocate a 4 bytes of memory. Where he will allocate? He will allocate in this stack segment. So how many bytes it will allocate? 4 bytes. Why? Because integer is considered as a 4 bytes. That is how like a Dennis Rich has designed. Character is a 1 byte. Float
8.
4. Double 8. Okay. So that I will come later. Next class we will see in the detail. So when int a is the instruction, he will allocate he is executing the int a. The execution of int a is nothing but allocating 4 bytes of memory in the stack segment, and the name for this 4 byte is a. Now after that, this a equal to 10, that is the second instruction. Second instruction is given. So here there are 2 instructions. Int a is one instruction, a equal to 10 is another instruction. So 10 will be assigned into a. So 10, how it is assigned here? What form? What form it will be assigned? What number system?
Binary number system.
Binary number system, because this machine works in the binary only, right? So just assume that this is A, I don't have space, so assume that this is your A memory, 4 bytes, 1, 2, 3, 4. How this 10 will be stored? 10 binary is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. But this is how many? This is 1 byte. So, but for A, how many bytes of memory you have?
4.
4 bytes of memory you have, remaining all will be stored as a
zeros.
got it. So the two instruction got executed. Int a means like a 4 bytes of memory allocated, and a equal to 10 means in this 10 is stored. Since I don't have space here, I am just putting 10 here, but actually it will be stored like this. Next, int count. Again, for this what will happen?
In code segment equals to
4 bytes of
the
memory is
next
allocated.
int count is the third instruction is given. Int count is executing. So it means what will happen?
4 bytes of memory will be allocated for
Another 4 bytes of memory you will allocate.
count.
That is for
Count.
count. And in count what you are assigning?
0.
0 will be assigned.
All of zeros.
All are zeros. If you take in a brief, so it will allocate like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your
C.
count.
Count.
And these all will be placed with the
0.
okay, like this it will be placed with the 0. Next, you have a char C. That is the next instruction is given. That is char C. So sorry, char section. So char section. For section again what will
1
happen?
byte of memory allocated.
Another 1 byte of memory will allocate. That is for section. And inside that A will be stored. So I will tell you tomorrow how the A will be stored. As of now you just assume that A is stored, but that will get stored in a different way. I'll tell you. And after that float average. So float average means
Another 4 bits of
for average another 4 byte of memory will be allocated. So assume that this is your average, and inside that 95.50 will be stored. Again, this how it will get stored we will see in a later. Got it? So any variable when you are declaring, it means the memory is allocated for that variable, and for that 4 bytes of memory you have a name A. This 4 bytes of memory you have a name count. This 1 byte of memory you have a name as a section. This 4 byte you have a name as a average. Okay. After that you have some other code that will come later. So now you guys read it here. A variable is nothing but area of memory where you can store the given value. It makes sense. So this is variable, an area of memory where you can store the given value. Any confusion in this line? Clear, right? Value can be modified during the course of program execution. Yes, sir, during this program execution, suppose I want to change this A as a like a 20 and the section as a like a B. I can modify it. I don't have any issue with it. Okay. And average, I wanted to modify 123.50. I can modify it. So the variable, the meaning of the variable, why we are calling it as a variable is the value which you are storing in that it will vary during the course of programming. Again, it depends on your need. It's not that always you need to change it, but it can vary. So value can be modified during the course of program execution, and it must be declared before we are using it. Correct? So here you are using the A means first you have to declare it. Otherwise you will get a undeclared error. So when we are declaring a variable, when you are declaring variable int A or int count, what we are doing is telling the compiler that what kind of data you will be storing in that variable. So when you are declaring a variable int A, int count like that, we are saying, sir, in this A I am going to store integer. In this section I am going to store characters. In this average I am going to store some floating. So that is the meaning of declaring the variable. So when you are declaring a variable, you are doing two main things. One is like when you declare a variable, what kind of data you are going to store in that, and also for that variable some memory will be allocated. How much memory it will be allocated depends on the data type. So this we are not fixing it. This Dennis Ritchie, who has designed the programming language, he only is fixed it. Integer means it's a 4 byte, character means it is 1 byte.